YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders live stream. And in today's live stream, we're coming on here with some huge news as we will be talking about all news that happened today with the Washington Commanders. The biggest being Dan Snyder is going to be forced to sell. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video just like this one or go live just like this one. Without further ado, let's get straight into today's live stream.
Let's go back to JP Finley, who joins us live in Ashburn, who's been following these late breaking developments about the potential sale of the Washington Commanders. Okay, JP, where do we stand since the last time I saw you? Who have you been talking to? What do you know?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just a massive day for news here in Ashburn. Keep this in mind, it was only about 10 years ago, probably less than 10 years ago, when Dan Snyder was under significant pressure to change the old team name. And Dan Snyder famously said, "I will never change the name, never. You can put it in all caps." He said that to a USA Today reporter. Now, fast forward about 10 years, and for the bulk of this investigatory process that started with the Washington Post, has included the NFL, now includes all Maryland, D.C., Virginia, the Federal Trade Commission, another NFL investigation, a congressional investigation. Throughout it all, Snyder has been defiant, and he has been adamant that we will not sell. It was only 3 weeks ago, October 18th, Jim Irsay, the Indianapolis Colts owner, publicly, for the first time, publicly came out and said, the NFL and the team owners need to come together and figure out a way to get rid of Dan Snyder. And Irsay pointed out, and we have the authority to do that. In the moments after Irsay spoke, Snyder, through a team spokesperson, said, Mr. Irsay will soon find out that his conclusions are incorrect and that we will not sell, ever. Now, fast forward 3 weeks later, and we're here. And now all of a sudden, the team put out an official statement that said Dan and Tanya Snyder remain committed to the team, but are exploring all options. I pressed a Commander spokesperson for further comment, and it was simply, we will explore all options. Now, that does mean there could just be the search for a minority partner, a cash infusion perhaps, as Dan and his family were able to gain 100% control of the team last July 2021, through a loan from the NFL. That could go two ways. Dan could now sell a chunk, retain controlling interest, and get some cash perhaps to build a new stadium. Or consider also that an NFL team has much, much higher sale value if you could sell all 100% of it. So there's a lot of moving parts. Nothing's definitive. And I know that there are a number of fans that for a long time have hoped that Dan Snyder would sell the Commanders. And this is undoubtedly a step towards that. But we still don't know exactly what will happen next. There's much, much more information to obtain. The next NFL owners meetings come in December. The big set of NFL owners meetings, the annual league meeting, that happens in late March, early April.
JP, and we've been touching on this, right, as we're reading the statement, that it's not clear if we're talking about minority stake in the team or the entire franchise. Does this help the fans? Does this help the team? Let's say if Snyder's name is still attached to it and it is not a complete sale with his name no longer with the team. Does that help the situation at all for fans, or does it need to be completely out of their hands in order for this to be seen differently?
I don't speak for everyone, right? And this is an opinion question, so I'm not giving you facts here. But I think for the vast majority of fans, they need Dan Snyder removed from this organization to feel like this process is complete. And if it's a minority partner or perhaps his wife takes over full time, I don't think for most fans that would feel at all like a completion, like they get closure on this era of Washington football.
Does of the noise surrounding
So,
them.
ladies and gentlemen, hold
Everything
on.
that's
Let me
going
go
on
ahead
with
and
the
close that out there. As you heard from JP Finley, shout out to JP Finley, the Commanders and Daniel Snyder and Tanya Snyder are on the verge of possibly selling this team. Now, it's not definitive that they will. They definitely could just be doing this, to have a minority owner. But what's giving me hope that that isn't the case is, one, he's coming out and saying he's never, every time he comes on to address this kind of thing, he always says we're not selling the team. He didn't do that, right? That's one. And then two, if you're going to get a minority owner, you're not going to do this. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to make a huge statement like that and let it release to the public if you were only adding minority owners and looking for minority owners, and you know what I'm saying, not planning on selling it 100%. I don't think that's the case. I do think maybe he's doing this because he wants to sell the team 100%. I don't think there is a way you do this and then he's just looking for minority owners. I don't think so, but that's just what I personally think. Shout out to Cam K. Cam K says, I hope we change our name to something like the Washington Red Hogs, Redskins, Commanders, or Comanches and Navajo. And it would be great for a new owner to build a new stadium with statues of our history and murals. Now, I don't know if I said those last two names right, but I don't know if the new owner, if we do in fact get one, changes the name. I don't know. I don't think that would be changed. I think they'll just go with Commanders, which again, I really don't care about the new name or whatever. It's fine with me. Commanders is fine. I don't have a problem with it. So I think that will be, the thing. But yeah, that's what I have to say about the opening statements here. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new, and also share out the stream. Shout out to my man Donald Jenkins. He says he's going to put the team on sale for about 2 years and then back out. LOL. But what if he sells the team and a new owner is a jerk? I mean, that could also be the case. But then again, like how bad can the new owner be? Like, it can't be no worse than Daniel Snyder. Like, really, it can't be. And if it's a jerk, that would definitely suck. But at the end of the day, again, how much worse can he be than one Daniel Snyder? I don't think he can be any worse. I definitely want to show you guys this tweet though here. It was JP Finley's tweet, basically saying the odds of the ownerships. And Dan Snyder is obviously the favorite to retain his ownership. But I want to show you guys, let you guys see this, and let me know what you guys think about this here. In a second, let me pull it up here. Basically, it's this here. So as you can see on your screen here, I don't know if I'm still in the background or whatnot. Let me check that. But as you can see on your screen here, you have the possible owners, and you have Dan Snyder. Okay, so I'm good. You have Dan Snyder at the top. Washington Commanders owner in 2023. Owners, Dan Snyder, the odds is plus 200 and 33.33%. He's basically the favorite to really retain this thing. You got Jeff Bezos as another possible owner. That's a popular name that a lot of people have been talking about. There has been some backlash about him getting this thing, but that have been a possible name for the longest. Then you got Ted Lerner. The Lerners, they're looking to sell the Nationals if they haven't already. So I don't see them being a person that can, or a family that can in fact get this team, just because I don't know if they're looking to own another team. They were bad with the Nationals. I wouldn't want the Lerners here because they're cheap. They don't like to play their players. Look what they did with Juan Soto. Look what they did with Bryce Harper. I wouldn't want the Lerners here. You know what I'm saying? Because then they'll do the same thing like they did with Juan Soto and guys like Bryce Harper. So let's say a Chase Young, or you know what I'm saying, another guy like a Jahan Dotson or something like that. They would prefer to let those guys walk than pay them. So I wouldn't want the Lerners here. They already done enough damage to DC Sports. I don't want to continue to see them do anything more. Then you have Steve Ballmer. I'm not familiar who that is. We might start looking these guys up here live on stream just to see who these guys. But I never heard of a Steve Ballmer. If you know who that is, you can help me down below in the comment section by letting me know who that is. But I never heard about this guy. But let me look him up here and see what he does and what could he possibly bring to a possible ownership of the Washington Commanders. So it says Steve Anthony Ballmer is an American businessman and investor who served as the chief executive of Microsoft from 2000 to 2014. He is currently the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers and of the National Basketball Association. Okay, so Steve Ballmer. Okay, now I know who it is. That's who it is. His face looked familiar, but I just didn't know his name. Steve Ballmer, owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. Remember, he took over for the Clippers' previous owner, so he could possibly be a guy that owns. That could be an owner for the Washington Commanders, but does he really want to own two teams? I mean, I know I'm not saying owners can't do that because I'm pretty sure owners do that. Like you obviously have, the owner of the Lakers is the same owner as the LA Sparks and stuff like that, obviously. But I mean, does he want to own two big franchises and two big sports leagues? That could definitely be a possibility, but how likely is that? I'm not sure at the moment. Then you have Bad Dad Edgebill Group. I don't know what that is either. Let's take a look and see what that is, just to give you a little bit of information on what that is. Never heard of that, but they have a plus 1,000 odd of becoming the new owners of the Washington Commanders. So let's take a look and see what they are and what do they do. They're obviously a group. It's not just one person, but I just want to see what they are and what do they have their hands in, just to see if this is something that would like my Washington Commanders to possibly indulge in. So let's take a look and see what does this group do and what have they done in the past that may be knowledgeable and that be notable that we may actually know of. So let's see here. Let's type in their name quickly. EG HBABAIL group here, and let's see what comes up when we type that in. It's not really much that comes up about these guys, so I'm not sure about that. I don't know who those are. Now, the next person you have is Byron Allen, plus 1,500 odds of becoming the Washington Commanders' new owner. And again, if you guys know any of these people that I don't know, feel free to leave it down below in the comment section and indulge me and enlighten me on who these people and or group is. So Byron Allen is an African American business owner. He is a comedian, television producer. And he is also he owns it, and he's the head of the U.S. Entertainment Company and Entertainment Studios from 1979 to present, or his comedy career from 1979 to present. He also he's a media executive. Like I said before, his spouse is Jennifer Lucas. Notable shows Allen hosted as a co-hosted was The Real People, The Byron Allen Show, Entertainers, and Byron Allen Comic Unleash and Kicking It with Byron Allen. He is also the creator of executive producer of the Funny You Should Ask. Let's see some of the professional. Let's see some awards here. In 2018, Allen was selected as the Bloomberg 50 as one of the peoples in the business, entertainment, fiance, politicals, technology, and science whose 2018 accomplishments were particularly noteworthy. So that's Byron Allen. And then the last person, plus 900 odds to get the Washington Commanders, is the Field. Don't know what that means. It's probably something that's going right over my head, but let's take a look to see what that is. The Field. Let's see, Washington Commanders. See if anything comes up about that, because I don't know what that is. But we just wanted to take a quick look at the possible owners. So yeah, nothing comes up about the last people either. But just wanted to take a quick look at the possible owners that could be, the new owners. So look here. Let's see what you guys are saying now. Elon Musk. Alex says, Elon Musk is a guy that could possibly. I've heard his name. I don't know if you guys checked out the Forbes podcast video or what they were talking about. This Elon Musk is a guy that came up, but Elon Musk has a lot going on. You never know though, but he could be a guy that could take over. But is that somebody that you would want here? I mean, I'm sure. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys probably would prefer anything over Dan Snyder, but I just want to know, would that be something that you want to indulge in? Benjamin says Clippers on okay. I saw that. He says, would you rather a fan of the team or buy the team? Would you rather a fan of the team or buy the team? Me personally, if I knew everything, obviously, that I know now, and you're telling me I'm gonna be a billionaire, I'm going to buy the team, of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna buy the team because I'm a billionaire, and who says I'm a lifelong fan of this team? Okay, so Dan Snyder's a lifelong fan of this team. He grew up in this area. Okay, so he bought the team. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big fan. So I would buy the team. You know what I'm saying? And I would make all the right moves, okay? Because I would know what to do. I would actually listen to my fan base. You know what I'm saying? So I would buy the team. Red Ball, sorry about that. Says Juan, don't get your hopes up. They're going to sell a share of the team for minority owners to raise more money for a new stadium. Yeah, I definitely saw that too. Appreciate you for bringing that up. That's what I was talking about earlier, hinting at earlier, is that they may be just doing this for a minority share to get new money, get more money for a new stadium. But again, I was like, I don't think they would make a new like this huge outburst just for them not to be selling the team. Okay, if I personally feel like if that's what they were going to do, they would have just came on and probably said that or kept it to themselves. But the fact that they've came on and said that we're exploring all options, the fact that they said that they still stand with the Washington Commanders and they still would stand with the players and coaches and fans, but we'll be exploring all options. That says a lot. We've never got this from the Dame Snyder or the Snyder family, so this is something that we should definitely take a look at. And excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but I am. He says, I hope if a new owner comes in, I hope he cleans house. With new owner, I know we would get Sean Payton now. Musk would be too hard or too hands on, and he's a jerk. Okay. A lot of people said you want Sean Payton. I mean, personally, I want an offensive minded guru. I want a young offensive minded guru. I'm tired of these older defensive coaches. I know Sean Payton's an offensive guru, but he's an older person. I would want a younger guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the Eagles offensive coordinator or something like that. But a lot of people on Twitter are saying Jeff Bezos is the front runner for getting the team, because he's been plotting for a while now. He's here in DC as far as the Washington Post and stuff like that. So just if Bezos gets the team, get ready to get off the metro at the stadium Harmony stop. Says, see what else you guys are saying. Guys, Dan and Tanya Snyder will still have power over the team when it's said and done. And that's really how I feel. That's why I'm not getting too high on this whole situation. But you definitely got to have some type of excitement, because we've never got this kind of break before. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, but also I understand the fans that are excited about this situation, because we never got this kind of news here. Ty says, I'm happy with no concerns, but I just want a new stadium. I went to the Titans versus Washington game. The bathrooms are terrible. I know it's a bathroom, but dang, it stink. Yeah. Shout out to Tyus, man. Says, but if he sells the team and a new owner is a jerk. Okay, I already read that one. DeAndre Taylor, what's going on? He says, let's go. Yes, sir. We finally got a big break. Now again, I don't like Red Bull said, or let's see, let me get my man name right. Let's see, where is he at? Like my man, where is it? Like Red Ball said, sorry. Red Ball said, let's not get too excited, you know what I'm saying? So it is something to be excited about, but until Dan Snyder and it says he is officially selling the team, I'm going to keep, level headed, but I am definitely excited, because this is something that we have never, had in a while, you know what I'm saying? This is something that we prayed about for years now, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that we even got this, it means a lot, and it says a lot of what the possible outcome could be. So, I mean, it says with the new owner, I know we'll get Sean Payton. Oh, you already answered that. Let's see what else anybody else is saying. Sean Payton started with these young coaches. Started with these young coaches are doing now. For sure he did. For sure he did. But I don't know. It's just something about me. I just want my young coach, man, that I could grow with. You know what I'm saying? That will be good, like a Kevin O'Connell, who we had in our system, like a Matt LaFleur, who I know is struggling right now, but we had in our system, and obviously Sean McVay being the biggest one, winning the Super Bowl and stuff. So it definitely would be good to have a Sean Payton, but me personally, I would want my own guy, like my own guy that I have to, build with it, and that's like 40 years old, and just that young mind. So yeah. Says if this happens this season, is house money? Yeah, for sure. Because again, I made the comments in my video earlier today that if they would be like one, Dan Snyder will sell the team 100%, but that means that the rest of the season is going to be a loss. You have to go 4-12, and I'll sign that immediately. Like I will literally sign that right now. If that means, excuse me, Dan Snyder will be gone, I'm signing that with the quickness. Okay, Dan Snyder is horrible. and stuff like that. So, yeah. If you guys got any more comments, keep them coming. Share out the stream to get more people up in here. Let's see if I missed any comments or not. AF says ESPN is reporting that the feds are investigating Snyder for financial crimes with the team. This news broke a couple hours ago. Yeah, because remember, I don't know if that's the same one, but remember last year they were talking about he was keeping away the money from the away owners and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's the same thing, but I'm pretty sure that plays into a factor. Let's see what else. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, let's see if any news before we get into the Chase Young stuff. I want to see if all the Dan Snyder stuff is out the way. We definitely, um, we definitely got some news on Brian Robinson. So Brian Robinson's, I guess, update would be like that. They may have an idea of who the people that did the shooting was. Um, so yeah, that's a good news for Brian Robinson. He's actually trending on Twitter right now. Says it's the same thing and it's deeper. He's gone, bro. I hope so, man. I really do. Alex says, "Do you see yourself ever giving up on the Commanders?" No, not at all. I don't care how bad we are. If you sat through that 2019 season and you're still that hard here, it can't be no worse than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to switch on the Commanders. I just don't find myself as excited or riled up rooting for another team, and it just doesn't hit the same when I'm not watching or rooting for the Washington Commanders. I was born into this, and I'm never going to ever switch on the Washington Commanders. I don't care how bad we are. I'm always going to be a Commanders fan, as in no longer supporting the team. Oh no, yeah, I'm always going to be here, man. I've been here through the worst. This is probably the worst time to be a fan. As far as ownership goes, and I'm still here. So no, I'm never switching up on this team, man. I love it too much. I love talking about it too much, man. This is my love. It's my passion. This is what I dreamed about. So I definitely will never be giving up on the Washington Commanders. I love this team and I love football. So no. Shout out to the 30 in the stream. Make sure you guys shout out the stream if you haven't already. And if you also want to check out my new podcast or morning show that I'm doing on the channel, it'll be airing next Monday called TOTM Team or not Team of the Week. Top of the morning sports show hosted by Juan Gotti. It is going to be like a morning show that I do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting next Monday, where we talk about the Washington Commanders, talk about the NFL, talk about all things sports. You got the MLB World Series on, you got NBA starting up here. So it's going to be like a morning show podcast where we talk, obviously a majority football, but we're also going to throw in more of other stuff. So yeah, it says I'll be rooting for you guys for the first time in my life in 2 weeks when you play Philly. Yeah, definitely. I really hope we can find a way to beat Philly, man. But I definitely want to worry about the Minnesota Vikings first. But if we could find a way to beat Philly, that would be amazing. He says, "What time your morning show will be?" My morning show will be at 9 a.m. I did a video, and I'll make a separate video on this. I'm open to moving it up. Maybe an hour, because when is the best time? Like, but I know majority of you guys like older than me that watch the channel. So like, what time? Because I want to get it like you're driving to work or you're exercising or whatever morning activities you're doing. I want to have it like that. So maybe it's like there's 9 a.m. a good time because that's where I have my morning show set for Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Where again we talk Commanders, we talk NFL, and we may sprinkle on some other sports too here and there. But I want to have like a structural episode. It's going to be a live stream, but it's also going to be a podcast. So it's going to be a good time, and I can't wait to start it up. I'm getting the artwork done for it now, so it should be great. But yeah, 9 a.m. is probably when I will have it. At Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and hopefully this can help me grow bigger and get more ears and listening to the channel. It would be great. And yeah, so shout out to the 28 in here, man. If you guys are new, make sure you guys like this stream and subscribe if you're new and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL. Or in this case, I watch the Commanders go live just like this one. At this point, I'm looking at Bleacher Report every 2 seconds because, like I said, man, I literally woke up to this news. Okay, I was taking a nap and then I see it on. I didn't see it. I kept seeing the Bleacher Report notifications, but I didn't ever open it because I didn't expect it to be anything. Okay, but then my friend texted me and he was like, He was like, oh, Dan Snyder. He's like, Dan Snyder selling the team. I'm like, what? So I look at him like, oh, snap, what the heck? And I always get blindsided by this kind of news, man. It's crazy, but yeah, that's how I found out about it, and it was good. Says 9 is perfect. Bet. That's good. That's good to hear, and I'm glad I picked that time. So yeah, again, TOTM top of the morning sports show will be a morning show that I do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I will also try to put it on podcast platforms for you guys. And yeah, man, this is a great time to be alive as a Washington Commanders fan. Let's see what else do we have here going on. It says sell the team, the Lizard King of DC. Yeah, definitely. I believe we need to sell the team. Now I want to watch this video or show you guys this video, a little bit of it. I hope I can. I don't want to show it and I get in trouble for it. But I want to say I can show you guys this video. It's on Dan Snyder, obviously, and it's basically talking about what the possible owners could be or about the whole situation. So please watch this and enjoy this clip. Let's see here. All right.
Why do so many large programs across the West not work? It's because there's a
Their sponsorship revenue this year is probably going to be up around 30% from 2021. They just signed their most richest sponsorship.
Welcome to Forbes Newsroom. I'm Maggie Graff, Senior Editor at Forbes, and I'm sitting here today with my colleague, Mike Ozanian, who just reported some breaking news from the NFL. Mike, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Maggie.
Thanks for being here. I saw the story go up and my eyes popped out of my head. Can you tell us what you just broke today?
Sure. Dan Snyder, who he and his family own the Washington Commanders, the NFL team, they own 100% of it. They've hired Bank of America Securities to explore either the sale of the team in its entirety or perhaps a minority interest in the team.
Now, I was shocked because I've been following, well, I'm an Eagles fan. So, rivalries aside, Dan has owned the team since 1999. He purchased it for about $750 million. How much is it worth today?
Well, we last valued it a couple of months ago at $5.6 billion. NFL teams are red hot. The NFL is growing at a rapid clip. They're still on the verge of selling Sunday Ticket, which is a very valuable package. Currently, that gets about $1.5 billion a year. Some people think when they sell it, it's going to get $2 billion a year on average. So as you can see, the value of all NFL teams, because of that deal, it's split equally, is going to go up. And there's a lot of other things the NFL is doing, whether it be investing in related businesses or selling other media content, that's increasing the value of all teams. So, if he sells the whole team, he could get, if Jeff Bezos comes knocking, who's down in that DC area, I don't know, the sky's the limit, maybe $8 billion.
Oh my goodness. Is Bezos a potential buyer, do you think?
Yeah, that's part of the buzz right now. I've heard of such a wide range of names because of the location of this team. Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. It's got that sort of tri-state appeal. The current stadium in Maryland is just a few miles from D.C. Besides the politics, D.C. is one of the highest net worth metro areas in the country. I've even heard Elon Musk's name pop up.
Musk is a little busy right now. But, I won't put a bet on that. But I really was surprised because Snyder has owned it for so long and it feels like he's been digging in. I know Dan Snyder has a negative reputation and there have been some troubles with the team and his management over the past few years. In 2020, there were sexual harassment allegations within the organization. Earlier this summer, he testified in front of Congress around workplace mismanagement and mistreatment. How much do those issues play into this news today?
Maggie, I don't think very much. I think, to be fair to Dan, I think he's done a really good job of cleaning house over the last several years and getting rid of people who, supposedly did things that were not appropriate, bringing in some really good people.
We've talked about how much the team is worth. Is that literally, and I know I say this as a biased Eagles fan, is that literally what the team is? The Washington Commanders worth $5.6 billion, or are there other considerations or elements of this package that play into that valuation?
At this point, looking at it from the outside and being a number cruncher like I am and looking at the brand of this team, the rebranding has been very successful from the Washington Redskins to the Washington Commanders. Their sponsorship revenue this year is probably going to be up around 30% from 2021. They just signed their most richest sponsorship deal in history with SeatGeek. So the rebranding is doing they've been doing a very good job. They are also looking for a new stadium. FedEx Field is kind of getting a little old. They probably want a stadium somewhere in the same area, but right now it could be Maryland, could be Virginia, could be something closer to DC. So they've got that option. And it's also a team that owns a lot of valuable real estate. They own about 260 acres right around FedEx Field. Their headquarters is in Virginia. They own another 150 or so acres there. So this is not just an NFL franchise play. This is also a real estate play.
Are you surprised then that he's exploring this sale? I mean, what is the benefit to selling versus holding on to all of that real estate for himself?
Well, look, depending on what he decides to do, he may